What's up, Moto fans? Michael here at Moto Machines, and today we're going to be continuing the Triumph Trident Build Series with an overview of the Evotech Performance sliders. If you value the way your motorcycle looks, which I know you do because we all do, then it makes sense to want to protect it. And Evotech Performance is one of the best in the business in regards to motorcycle protection. They have a multitude of sliders available, and we're gonna break them all down here for you. The fit and finish on these is impeccable, and I really mean that, and we're gonna throw some B-roll up on the screen throughout the video to show you how good the finish is on these. The bang for the buck for Evotech stuff is fantastic, and you really won't be disappointed. With that being said, let's dive in. First up, we have the frame sliders. So these are going to be CNC machined out of aircraft grade billet aluminum. So that means you get these nice strong pieces that have some pretty great designs cut into them. And when I said the fit and finish on Evotech stuff was impeccable, I really do mean it. These are absolutely gorgeous pieces. And then even on the bolt faces, you have Evotech's logo machined into them, and that's not necessary, but that's awesome to see. It shows that, you know, they put a lot of care and thought into their product. As far as the physical sliders themselves though, they are a high performance polymer, which means that they will slide across the surface and not flip your motorcycle. So sometimes there's a thing about frame sliders where if you go down, it'll cause the motorcycle to flip because it can't slide. That's not the case with these. Because they're polymer, as I just showed, it slides super easily, and that'll prevent your motorcycle from catching and flipping, which we obviously don't want. They are also replaceable. So if you do go down, hopefully you don't, you can just replace the physical sliders themselves. You don't have to order the entire kit again. And then the best part about this though is that there's no cutting or machining or any modifications necessary that would have to be done to your motorcycle. You just literally bolt them up and go, and you're good to go. Next up, we have the front and rear axle sliders. These would literally just bolt through your axle, and they prevent damage to your brakes, your chain and sprocket, your wheel, because it'll act as a spacer between the wheel and the ground. Every crash is different, and you can't really predict how something's gonna go down. So even with the frame sliders, as great as those are, these are nice to have because sometimes the damage does occur to your wheel, and this would help prevent that in a crash. The fit and finish on these is excellent as well, and they come with everything needed for installation, and they're super easy to install too. Last but not least, we have the Paddock stand bobbins, Paddock stand lifters. Either name works for these. They're not really sliders though, but since they're made of the same material and look like sliders, we figured we'd include them. These won't protect your motorcycle in a crash. They might not, but chances are they likely won't. These are great because they bolt into your motorcycle and they allow you to use a Paddock stand to basically just do any general maintenance at all. Lift the rear wheel off the ground, clean the chain. I don't know about you, but I've definitely been the one to roll the bike up and down the driveway, clean the chain inch by inch. You don't have to do that with these. You just put them on, put the stand, lift the bike, and then you're good to go. One thing to note about these though is that they aren't designed to hold the weight of the rider and the bike. So it's not recommended to sit on the motorcycle with it on the stand. Really with any stand or any lifter, they're simply not designed for that, so just take note of that. Now that we've gone over everything, let's head on outside and get these suckers on the bike and show you what they look like.